Okay guys, so I am 27 weeks pregnant. I am actually at the end of my 27 weeks. So I am sorry I didn't get to make a 26-week video like I had planned. I explained in my last video that it's my last couple weeks of work and I was getting over COVID and sickness. And I also got, like, a few days after having COVID, I got the norovirus. I'm pretty sure that's what it was because there was vomit coming out of there. It was gross, guys. And then my daughter got sick, so it's been like back to back to back. Which is really frustrating because I went my whole pregnancy without getting sick, even though I work in a daycare. Like, I avoided all the germs, and now it's like when I was so close to the finish line, so close to not going to work anymore, and now I'm getting slammed back to back to back with sickness in my house. But thank God we're still here. We're overall healthy. Baby is healthy, and it's our last day in our second trimester, so that's super, super, super exciting. I'm super grateful for this moment because not everyone gets to make it to their second trimester. I've had pregnancies that I didn't get to go past even like the beginning of the second trimester mark. So it's really exciting to be here. So I have some fun facts that we're gonna go over. I only have 2 bananas. We eat a lot of bananas in my house. Like, I can buy a bunch of bananas today, and by like 3 days from now, they'll be gone. We do a lot of smoothies. Bananas are like my daughter's favorite fruit, so they don't last around here. So I intended to have a bunch of bananas. I only have 2 for you, and they'll probably both be gone tomorrow. But the baby is the size of a bunch of bananas or a cabbage. Your baby is probably about 14 to 15 inches long, and they weigh just over 2 pounds now. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, your baby weighs just over 2 pounds. So at my last, this thing is cutting off my hands. I talk with my hands, so I'm like, okay, at my last appointment, the baby was 1.11 ounces, and I want to say that appointment was right at the end of 25 weeks. So I was like just about to be 26 weeks when that appointment was, and my baby was measuring 1.11 ounces. So now at the end of 27 weeks, I'm sure my baby is well over 2 pounds. She is a lot more active. She's very, very active. Before, it was mostly at night that she did her movement. Now I feel her during the day. So it's like when she's awake, you know, because she's pushing, she's rolling. Like, I think she's a gymnast. I think she's chosen what she wants to be already. I keep looking down because you guys should know by now I have notes because mommy brain is a thing. And I forget a lot of stuff lately. So I have to write things down. Otherwise, I will have every intention to do it. My heart will be in the right place, and I just won't do it. So yeah, she's the size of a banana or a cabbage, 14 to 15 inches long, just over 2 pounds. We talked about this last time. Baby can hear now. And so this is the time where she's going to start to recognize your voice as the mama, your significant other's voice as the significant other. And maybe if you're like me and you have other kids in the home, she or he will start to recognize those voices too. So this is a perfect time to talk to your baby. Look down, touch your baby, your belly, your baby. It might feel weird because, you know, they're not physically in front of you, but your baby's there. And so you want your baby to get so used to your voice because that's going to be something that soothes them immediately. My husband talks to my belly. Your husband should be, or whoever you have, should be interacting with your belly. Whoever's going to be around the baby, have them talk to your belly because you want your baby to be comfortable with those people's voices. So yeah, my daughter's been talking to my belly and holding my belly and giving it kisses, which is a nice way to incorporate her also into the transition again. So some of you know, she got all excited for her little brother to come home, and then her little brother lived in the NICU and never got the opportunity to come home. So this baby is a very big deal for my daughter. With her little brother, she decorated the nursery, she did all these things, and then she didn't get to have those moments that we all thought she would have with him. So it's exciting to see her start to have these moments with the new baby, with her little sister. And you can see the excitement in her eyes today. Nesting has definitely kicked in for me. So in 27 weeks, I want to say like the past like 2 or 3 weeks, I've started to feel like, whoa, I need to slow down. And I didn't feel that this early on with my other pregnancies. Not like I'm incapable of doing things, more like I need to enjoy my pregnancy. I need to slow down. I need to not be so focused on all these outside scenarios, situations, work, all that stuff. That comes second to my first ministry, which is my home, my children. And so I need to be present in this moment. And so I've started buying little things like, I got this little dress. It's a Cat and Jack I'm not getting paid for this, y'all. It's just something I thought was super cute when I saw it, and so I picked it up at Target. I don't know if you guys can really see the color that good in this lighting, but it's pink, it's sparkly, and it's newborn size. So I'm like, she is wearing this home. Like her first car ride home, she is wearing this. I am envisioning her in it. Today, my daughter stayed home from school because she wasn't feeling that great. And so she helped me build the swing, the little rocker swing set. I think it's just called a swing, a baby swing. And that was really exciting too, because she was like, oh, I get to put the mobile on, and she got to help me put pieces together, and she felt so accomplished. So for me, it's like checking off boxes and making sure like everything's in order. And it's a little reminder when I get to do these things, like, yes, this baby is coming home. This baby is going to be in my home. This is not a NICU baby. This is a healthy baby that God's promised me that I'm going to get to incorporate into my daily life. And so, also with nesting, I started going through some of my daughter's old stuff. My daughter is 5, and I had always had every intention of having more kids. And so I gave a lot of stuff away. There were loads and bins and bags of things I gave away. But from each little age group that she was in, I would keep one bin of stuff, because I was like, this is for my future kids, so I could see them all in the same thing. It's funny because my mom saved a lot of stuff too, and I'm her first child, and so I have a lot of siblings. I have a lot of younger siblings, and I also have a lot of younger cousins, and so clothes that she bought for me, she would hand down to my sister, and then the next sister, and then it would go to the cousin in another state, and then it would get mailed back, and the next sister would wear it. And it's so funny because even the other day I went over my mom's house, and one of my younger sisters was wearing something that I used to love when I was 16. I'm 29 now, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that was my, like, you could not get me to take that dress off. And now she's gonna have pictures and memories in this dress, and I kind of want to carry that on for my kids. I don't think there's anything wrong with hand-me-downs. That is how my daughter has survived. I've been blessed where I have a big family, and almost everything that my daughter wears has been hand-me-downs for 5 years. The only thing I've had to get her are like undies and socks and shoes. Her dad buys her shoes, but other than that, hand-me-downs all the way. And some of it is from my childhood. Like, some things reappear into my daughter's clothing, which I think is so cool. If it's in good condition, there's no reason you can't save it. And so I have this little hat. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's super cute. It's knitted. And this was the hat that my daughter wore in the hospital after she was born. So this hat is almost 6 years old. My daughter's about to be 6. It's almost 6 years old. And so today, me and my daughter found it, and we decided that when her little sister comes, she's going to come to the hospital, and she's going to put this hat on her little sister. So it's a very exciting time in my household of like going through old stuff, and it's bringing up old memories and figuring out how to incorporate those old memories into this new life that's about to join us. So with nesting and with this urge to get things done before the baby comes, I think I already said this, I'm not following my notes all the way to a T, so I'm sorry if I'm repetitive, but with this urge to get stuff done is the urge to leave work. And so this is going to be my last week at work, which is bittersweet because I've been side by side with my mom. She opened a daycare center a couple years ago, and so I've watched this baby, this center go from like 2 kids to now it's like overflowing, and there's wait list, and I've gotten to love and cherish and make memories with each and every one of these little kids from 18 months to 5 years old, and they feel like my kids, and now I'm gonna have to say goodbye to them, which is really sad. I don't want to think about it. But I got 2 days left to work, and I probably will be crying in 2 days having to say that goodbye. But you have to weigh your pros and cons. So I'm like, I can keep working, I can keep making money, but honestly, it's putting me at risk of continuously being in an environment where I'm exposed to lots of germs. Little kids carry lots of germs, and when you multiply the amount of kids there are in one space, it's like every week there's RSV, flu, COVID, some neurovirus, and that's just not a safe environment for my baby. And right now I have to be mommy over Miss Janae, and so I have to choose to protect my package. We talked about in my first video for this pregnancy how God was telling me to protect my package. So I have to say goodbye to work. I have to protect this little baby and step into this new time, which is going to be being home again. I used to be a stay-at-home mom when Nala was a newborn, and I'm about to go back into that era of my life, so it's going to be interesting. The last thing I want to talk about before I let you go, because I feel like this video is starting to, I intend for these videos to be like 5 minutes of like fun facts, and they kind of just drag out, and so I'm sorry. So I'm going to wrap this up. So the last thing I want to talk about is changes that are happening for me. And the only change I feel really in my body, besides the urge to slow down, is my belly is starting to get itchy. It's starting to feel like it's stretched to the max. but I do not itch. I try really, 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 really darn hard not to itch my belly. I have not had stretch marks in my last 2 pregnancies. I do not have stretch marks in this pregnancy. I realized very early on in my first pregnancy with my daughter that stretch marks sometimes come, not all the time, I'm not a doctor, but what I did realize is that sometimes there's stretch marks from itching your skin, irritating your skin as it's stretching. So instead of itching my skin, if my skin is itchy, I will just rub my belly. I will go get some oil and rub it all over my belly and just have a moment and just moisturize the heck out of my belly. Use a good smelling oil, olive oil, anything, eucalyptus, put on my belly. It smells good, it keeps your skin moisturized, and then it stops the itch. And I'm convinced that it prevents the stretch marks because I don't have any. A lot of people use cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is amazing. I have not liked the smell of cocoa butter ever since I was a little girl. And so I can't do cocoa butter. I do, like I said, I do a mix. It's eucalyptus oil, olive oil, and I think there's a couple other things in there. That's about it. That's the only change my body is really going through. Sometimes at night, it's like sleeping, my legs start to go a little numb. And so I'm tossing and turning and trying to get the pregnancy pillow in the right place to support my legs and support my belly and not go numb. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun journey so far. I have my glucose test in, today's Tuesday. I can't pass. In 3 days. I gotta take a sip of water, and I did not bring my water in here. And so we're gonna wrap this up. I will check back in with you guys next week. I'll let you know how my glucose testing is going. Next week I'm actually gonna be in Florida. I'm going on vacation. My daughter doesn't know for sure that we're going to Florida yet, so that's why I'm whispering. But we're going on vacation, so it's gonna be probably my last vacation while pregnant, because next week I'll also be in my 3rd trimester, so I'm pushing it. You can travel while pregnant, but the later in your pregnancy you go, you should be talking with your doctor. So I do have an appointment the day before I leave, the Friday before I leave for vacay, and then I have an appointment the Tuesday I get back. So I get back on a Sunday, and then my next appointment's on a Tuesday. So my doctors know I'm going. I have plans in place. Everything feels good, so I don't see any reason why they would be like, but travel. If you have the chance, travel, because when the baby comes, you're probably going to be stuck for a little bit. Not a long time. I traveled with Nalo. When Nalo was 8 months, we were in DR. When she was 9 months, we were in California. I live in New York. She went to Disney when she was a baby. We were all over the place. This was before COVID, though, so I don't know how much I will want to travel with this new baby. I pretty much think I'm going to be planted at home, probably in my garden with the baby in a rocker next to me this whole summer. But yeah, but next week we out. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. If you are 27 weeks pregnant, let me know what your body changes are like, what you're going through, what your symptoms are like, how you've been emotionally and mentally. Check in with me in the comments. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you hopefully next week. Stay blessed.